Hey guys, Basidio here. Got an RU match again for you today. I'm using a team that I've used before in, forget which number battle it was, but it was Jinx, you owe me a win. And yeah, so RU. Love RU. So I'm facing Xenos. He's at the bottom, I'm at the top with my team. Already explained the team before, but in case you haven't seen that video, got my Jinx, who's a mono attacker. Nasty Plot, Lovely Kiss, Sub Ice Beam, Dry Skin. Scyther, Choice Band with Aerial Ace, U-Turn, Quick Attack, and Brick Break. Magneton, Trap Steals. I'm running HP Fighting to Oko Aggron if Sturdy isn't up. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and Substitute with Eviolite. Rapid Spinner and Kabutops, running a more defensive set than what's listed on Smogon. Waterfall, Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin. Got my Rotom C, whose Choice Scarf, Volt Switch, Leaf Storm, Trick, Hidden Power, Ice. And I got the Volt Turn combo with Scyther, Rotom C, Magneton and Scyther, and Volt with Magneton and Rotom C. So I have a lot of, be able to get a lot of switch priority. Finally, my Entei, which has Flame Plate, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Hidden Power, Grass, and Stone Edge. And I'm thinking about switching Hidden Power Grass to Sleep Talk. I haven't made up my mind yet, just so I can have a Spore Taker, because Amoonguss pisses me off. So yeah, let's go. Oops. So he leads off with his Manectric. I lead off with my Your Ass's Grass. Now I predicted the overheat and I switch into my Entei, my hot dog. Take the overheat. Predict a switch here. Wasn't predicting a Tangela to come in. I would have just gone for a Flare Blitz. But I go into my Scyther. I go for the U-turn. Went into Scyther because I would have outsped a Moltres switch in and been able to U-turn into Entei again. He goes for the Sleep Powder on my Cabal, misses, goes for another. I kind of want it to hit Sleep Powder because this is what I'm sleep foddering, but he misses twice. I get my Stealth Rocks up because the first missed, the second didn't matter. I get a Stone Edge hit, but he has Regenerator, so it really doesn't do much. Now he goes into his Uxie. I go for the trick on the Uxie, give him a Choice Scarf, and I get a Damp Rock, so I know he's running Rain Dance, so Crawdon and Kabutops just got a little bit more scary. But now I predict that he will predict my Entei switch in and go for the Volt Switch, and I know I'm slower now, so I'll get switch priority, so I go for my own Volt Switch. As he goes for his goes first, so I get to see what he switches in. And go into my Jinx, because he goes into his Tangela. So he switches out into Uxie, and I'm just racking up Stealth Rock damage now. I go for a sub. Now I predict a U-turn, because I saw he had Damp Rock, so I go for another sub. Oh no, I go for Lovely Kiss. I apologize. I go for Lovely Kiss. And yeah. He goes back into his Uxie. I go for a sub. And now I predict the U-turn, so I just go for another sub. But he goes for a Rain Dance. So now I'm getting healed from leftovers and the Rain Dance because of my dry skin. And he has to switch out because he's stuck in Rain Dance. So I go for a Nasty Plot. He switches in his Tangela. I just go for another Nasty Plot because he's asleep and he just switched in, so he's going to stay asleep again. I get a free Nasty Plot. Goes into his Uxie. I go for another Nasty Plot. All the while, Stealth Rock damage is racking up, except for on his Tangela, who has Regenerated. He goes for a U-turn. I go for a sub, predicting the U-turn. Now here I go for a sub, predicting the Volt Switch. But for some strange reason, he goes for Switcheroo. I guess he didn't know it doesn't work if I'm behind a sub. But now I know he's stuck in Switcheroo. So I go for the Ice Beam. And I kill the Uxie. So it's looking like a sweep here. Goes back into his Manectric. Goes for a Volt Switch. Predict that. And I go for a sub. Nikki Minaj is awesome. She is just one of the, in my opinion, best Pokemon in RU, and I really suggest you try her out. Go for an Ice Beam, take out the Tangela. You can even try her in OU, because you can have the Drizzle to set up the, you can have Politoed to set up the Drizzle, so she gets massive healing. Goes for a Volt Switch, I go for another sub, predicting. I outspeed the Moltres. Go for an Ice Beam, I'm at +3, so there's a dead Moltres after Stealth Rock damage. Even without Stealth Rock damage, it would have been an OHKO at +4, not +3, +4. Goes for an Aqua Jet here, and I'm like, what are you doing? I have dry skin, you know that. So he just heals me up to 100%, and then he forfeits, which is a bitch move. As I've already mentioned in other uploads, you finish a game that you've started, but had he played it out, would have gone for another Volt Switch or an Overheat. Either way, I would have subbed the first turn, killed the Crawdon on the Volt Switch, or gone for an Ice Beam after the first Overheat, and then outsped the Crawdon and killed it with another Ice Beam. So good game, Xenos, and hope you liked the battle. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll be uploading regularly until April 22nd. I am moving at that date, but we'll hopefully be uploading again few months after that. So, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.